Muruganda may be Magic the Gathering's coolest plane yet. Guys, welcome to the video. My name is Jack Talks MTG, and today we're going to be talking about Muruganda. Guys, I'm so excited for this plane. I mean, I just wish we were going there properly. I wish we would have a full set in Muruganda. I wish we were getting 4 commander decks, the whole shabam. But unfortunately, we are only going to be there as one of the 3 planes in Aetherdrift. But you know what? I will take it. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the cards that are depicted within Muruganda, and I really sincerely hope that Wizards of the Coast already have a Muruganda release on the cards in the future, because guys, this plane looks like a bit of me. It's a primitive plane, okay? So we're talking dinosaurs, we're talking dinosaur humanoids, we're talking apes, we're talking primal humans, wizards, and all that stuff. So today, guys, I wanted to explore the lore with Muruganda with you. So if you're a little lore fiend like me, then sit back, grab a cup of tea, and let's enjoy some Magic the Gathering lore, because this is going to be spicy, and I hope it makes you just as excited for Muruganda as I am. But before we get into the video, guys, if you could just do me a little small favor and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content in this video, so that way you don't miss out on any of my future content. Right, with that said, let's explore the world of Muruganda. The history of Muruganda. Muruganda was once ruled by a large and powerful civilization that discovered magic, and through its discovery managed to cause the destruction of their world by blowing up the plane's moons. After the total annihilation of their civilization, a new world was forged. Like a huge reset button, the world went back to the roots of nature, covered now by acres of dense jungles, populated only by the fittest and deadliest of living organisms. Remnants of Muruganda's old civilization can still be found in its old ruins, and its history carved amongst ancient runes that tell of the old world's collapse. However, after the Great Catastrophe, new civilizations started to form, and the greed of man's thirst for power once more starts to bear its ugly head as the plane's powerful magic once again attempts to be harnessed. The landscape. The plane has ancient mana paths known as ley lines, which are out in the open and exposed to those that would try to manipulate the plane's magic. These ley lines have the power to manipulate the very terrain of Muruganda itself. Shards of the plane's moons still continue to fall from the heavens even to this day, and large destructive volcanoes that, when awoken, spit out their volcanic rage and consume anything that their magma touches. It's fair to say that Muruganda's landscape is not the most hospitable environment for the industrious revelation of the Grand Prix infrastructure, but perfect for weeding out weak races that don't have the skill or fortune to prosper. When the people of Avishkar visited Muruganda, they dealt with the Sorid Autocracy, who was speaking as a ruling power within Muruganda. These creatures are lizard-like humanoids, or basically lizard men from Warhammer, that thrived in Muruganda's new natural world. However, it didn't take long for the people of Avishkar to realise that the Sorids did not speak for the plane itself, as they met much and continue to meet much resistance from the plane's other creatures and factions that call Muruganda home. The Sorids' dealings with Avishkar were used as a way to advance their own power as they continue to expand their empire around the new structures built for the race and benefit from sharing of knowledge, wealth, and technology. The races of Muruganda. Oozes. The Oozes are a race of slime-like beings that can take on various forms depending on the living things they consume. And it's not just the physical form that they take on, but even memories, and the most intelligent Oozes have consumed sentient beings, whether through sacrifice or other more violent methods. Their origins are completely unknown, however. Every faction of Muruganda have their own beliefs. The lay mages of the plane believe that they are planar antibodies that were born in response to the magic of the plane. Scar witches believe these beings come from the shards of the moon, and it is there that their numbers are bolstered with every new moonfall. The Sorids believe that these Oozes are the living essence of their ancestors, and so treat them with great respect and even offer them sacrifices to appease them. The Thetus Set treat the Oozes as abominations and threats to their society, and so choose violence whenever they cross paths with them. The Fang Druids believe they contribute positively to the natural world, and so have no such resentment towards their existence. The Sorid Autocracy. The largest faction on Muruganda is the mighty Sorid Autocracy, a mighty host of lizard/dinosaur-like humanoids, as well as some humans the Sorid refer to as softskins, who serve at the bottom of the Sorid social hierarchy. The Sorids are surprisingly civilized with a strong social hierarchy in place, which have a lot of similarities to our own modern world. At the top of the hierarchy we have the Autarch, the ruler of the Sorid Autocracy, who is seen as a divine being. The leading families rule at the top of the hierarchy, where the small percentage control a majority of the wealth and live very lavish lifestyles. Below them are the high-value Sorids, such as the military commanders, priests, and even politicians. The bottom of the hierarchy is where the lower class working Sorids are, and then below them you have the humans. Not good to be a human living in Sorid society. The Sorid Autocracy, being the largest faction in Muruganda, benefit from superior infrastructure and technological advancements, and so have the most advanced society out of all the factions in Muruganda. The Sorids sacrifice their dying members of their society to the Oozes so that they may live on in new bodies of slime. Fang Druids. In the deep jungles of Muruganda is where you will find the Fang Druids. The races of the Fang Druid society mostly consist of druidic apes, however humans can also be found amongst their ranks, and unlike the Sorid's autocracy, the humans within Fang Druid society are treated as equals. The Fang Druids' main concern is the preservation of their beautiful natural world. They hate everything to do with the changes that the Grand Prix and the Avishkarians have brought to their homeworld, and will not sit idly by whilst their lands are destroyed in order to make space for the new alien structures. Their aim is to spread the knowledge of the Avishkarian incursions, and although not inherently violent by nature, they will not hesitate to grow a mighty resistance force in order to send back these foreign invaders back to the plane from which they came. The Thetus Set. The Thetus Set are the collection of the 5 human clans that live in Muruganda. The humans live very primitive lifestyles as they do not have access to the resources of the Sorid Autocracy. They had to make their homes in harsh, magic-torn lands on the borders of the Sorid Autocracy. They are a martial society, as war is the only answer for these human clans if they wish to pursue goals of a brighter future. The Thetus Set hate all things magic and wish to rid Muruganda of its existence due to its destructive nature it had on their society and the plane itself. The only form of magic they are allowed to use is a form of anti-magic that allows them to dispel the powers of Muruganda's sorcerers. Ley Mages and Glyph Hunters. Ley Mages, the arch enemies of the Thetus Set. These are the sorcerers of the plane that insist on tampering with the plane's magic despite its apocalyptic history. They build great towers alongside the magical ley lines, and much like their predecessors, they wish to try to control the plane's magic for their own benefit. They wish to gain great knowledge and even make contact with the plane's aware essence, known in the world of Magic the Gathering as a world soul. A world soul can even sometimes take the form of great godlike beings. Glyph Hunters are rangers that serve the Ley Mages, and their job is to scout the lands of Muruganda in search of ancient relics and artifacts from the old world that may aid them in their mystical endeavours. Scar Witches. The Scar Witches are the remnants of the people who was, the ghosts of the past. They dwell in lands surrounded by craters where the shards of the moons landed and caused boundless devastation across Muruganda. These lands are known as the Galadak's Scar. They are the souls that refuse to move on. They guard their territories from any outsiders as they refuse to accept Muruganda's change. They cling on to their old world and continue to wield the plane's raw magic as they continue to dwell between the world of the living and the dead. The Dawn Chaser Pilgrims. The Dawn Chaser Pilgrims are a religious group that believe that there is only one true God, and all this talk of spiritual essence within nature is total nonsense. They travel across Muruganda carrying large altars, carried on huge wheeled carts. They have 2 major cities on opposite sides of Muruganda that also serve as great magical sites. They will gather at these sites twice a year and take part in week-long celebrations where they pay their respects to the sun. The Wandering Scribes. The Wandering Scribes are a group of monks that offer record-keeping services to the leaders of all the factions of Muruganda through their use of a new written language and record-keeping technologies. Basically, they have access to pen and paper and charge people to record their history for them. The Murugandan Raiders. The Murugandan Raiders are groups usually consisting of members of the Sorid Autocracy or the Thetus Set, who have decided to take up arms against the invaders of their plane. Because they cannot keep up with the racers' crafts, they instead lay ambushes along the tracks of the Grand Prix. The Sorid Autocracy Raiders desire to take advantage of the advanced technology of their invaders and reverse engineer them for their own gain. The Thetus Set, however, wish to destroy the magic users before they bring forth any more destruction to their homeworld. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed that deep dive into the world of Muruganda. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited about this plane? What faction are you looking forward most to seeing? And yeah, let's get a little discussion going. Other than that, team, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and hope to see you all again soon in the next one. Cheers.